confused. My name is Sam Ghosh. I'm playing the character of Busker. What a busker is, for those of you who don't know, is a street performer, someone who performs on the streets for money. Busker is a bastardized form of Buscar, which means to seek. And I believe what they're seeking is love, money.
Love and money.
Sex. Drugs. But yeah. No, money. Yeah. It's really weird how this play is kind of intersecting with my life. Because busking there was actually no other form of entertainment back in the day, right? When performing, and it was always somebody was playing music for you live, and you paid them. I don't know, you gave them a pearl necklace, whatever, you know? There was no other form of it, and a lot of people who did it were gypsies. I do capoeira, this Brazilian martial art, and I was recently named, which is a big deal in capoeira land. Capoeira land, I'm sure they'll be happy with me calling it that.
Wherever that is.
In Brazil, it's a really big deal to be named. It's a part of initiation, and my name is Cigano, which means gypsy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Probably because I just look. Maybe I'm just really shady. Not that gypsies are shady. That's not what I'm trying to say. No. I learned capoeira. I teach Bollywood dance.
Ah, I see.
Which is, I hate the term Bollywood because it makes the Indian film industry, the Hindi. It's a funny story. I auditioned for Happy, and after I guess acted unlike Happy, Eric looked at my resume and asked me, and it says I play a couple instruments and I beatbox. He's like, it says you play instruments, can you do something for us? And I was like, I can beatbox for you, so I beatbox, whatever. I did this whole thing, and they laughed, and it was fun, and we left, and it felt like a good audition, but not because of the sides. It was weird. They were really sweet, Eric and Aditi, and stuck with me. And then they called me back for Busker. So when I went to the audition, I'm looking around and I'm seeing all these people walk in. One guy with a guitar, and the Busker character at one point has to sing, does the first couple of bars of "Come Together" by the Beatles, right? So I can hear it inside. I can hear a guy playing dum 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 dum. So I just beatboxed the beginning of it, and it says the first few bars, but I'm like, oh man, I hope they don't ask me to sing the lyrics because I don't know the words. I'll just go in there and be like, they didn't, luckily, but they did ask me to Bollywood dance. I think just because.
Because they could.
They're like, you teach Bollywood dance, right? Hey, do some for us. There's one dance that takes place in a circus, and he asked me if I did any clown work. Because one of the characters, one of the many faces of the Busker is a clown. He's homeless, whether that be a choice that he's made, or just if it's just his state, his current state. But going from this invisible, homeless busker who's just on the street and, in the subway playing an instrument and just kind of tuning out the world, he suddenly goes into people's flashbacks. And there's several characters that the busker plays. I'm not sure if I should talk about what those characters are. One of them is the announcer, the subway announcer. Just so happens that he's omnipresent. I don't know. Mm-hmm. He's everywhere, and he's completely free of time and space. He's going in and out and weaving through, and yet he's invisible in the present. It's super interesting. It's unlike anything I've ever done. and I feel like I'm getting to truly creatively collaborate with Katie Down, the composer / sound designer, and Eric.
That's something that's really exciting, though. You're
Absolutely
co-composing.
Yeah, absolutely. Exciting and really scary. Because a lot of it is dependent upon things that are transitions, and those things are completely dependent on how it's staged and what the actors are bringing in. So 2 weeks in, we have some idea of what one piece is going to be and another piece is going to be, but this has just been a completely, it's been a complete exploration.
You may not really know until tech.
Right.
And yeah, what that is, but you're generating all of the music that's in the play.
Is
that true?
That's coming from the busker. Then I'm beatboxing and looping, which I'm generating. I'm playing the cajon, which is essentially Kajon. And there's some accent in there somewhere. I think it's over the O.
What's the cajon? Is that drum?
Yeah, it's a thing that you sit on, an instrument that you sit on and you play. So those I'm messing around with. The melodica Katie's really great at, and she's writing music for the melodica.
And can you describe what the melodica is?
It's an instrument that's kind of like a little keyboard, and you hold it and you play on it, except there's a pipe connected to it and you blow through it. It's similar to the harmonium. It's beautiful though. It's really nice instrument. It's happening for some of the Bulgarian music.
One of the interesting things about the looper is you kind of can't tell what you're doing while you're doing it, but describe what the looper does.
So it basically, if you do one measure of a sound or music, or if you do 2 measures or 4 measures or whatever, it'll just loop that over and over, and you can keep looping on top of it. So if you go, that'll keep looping. And then you loop. You keep adding like a different thing, and it just turns into this amazing kind of soundscape. It's amazing. It's the first time I'm using it. I've always beatboxed without it. So that's just been an amazing thing in itself.
Hi. Are you coming to take him away?
Well, we're going to run through that whole movement, so if you guys are done or at a stopping point, it would be great to have him in there, but it's not imperative.
Can we have like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I want to ask you, so when you and Katie are working, do you just jam?
Yeah, kind of. We found out the sections where we have to put in music, and if I'm on the looper, we'll just say, okay, let's play with this kind of sound. Let's start with a train, and then I'll add in a breath, things that are needed or everything's maybe bass, like a bass, a hi-hat, stuff like that, but we're trying to get past that, but we're using a lot of train things and bird things and things that have to do with the play itself. And basically we try stuff, delete it, keep trying. It's just an exploration. It's not like we're like writing it, we're just doing it. And if it sounds good, we keep. If it doesn't...
And how do you choose? How are you choosing? And I know it's not final at all yet, but what goes with what scene? Are you looking at like the mood of the scene, or what's happening, or if there are birds or trains, or?
Well, in this, currently, sitting in on the rehearsals and just watching the scenes. It's nice because out of the 6 actors, 5 are acting and I'm sitting. I don't know what's doing. So right now I'm just sitting and watching and developing ideas on what would be appropriate or what leads into the next scene. So if the next scene starts with a bird chirping, what goes into that? If it starts with a phone call, if it starts with Happy saying shit, thinking of something that goes that allows him to go shit, and it goes into the first word. Trying to figure out what would be the best without any restrictions, and then we'll see. Eric will do the cutting or copying pasting of ideas.
Cool.
That's him.
Yay. All right, good. Awesome.
Cool.
I think that's good.